Good Wednesday morning. That's my best effort today, folks.
What?
Put your best foot forward, would you? I tore something. I don't know what I did. I'm going to the doctor today, but oh my God, it hurts right here in the muscles. I don't know what I did. I slept wrong or something. I don't know. Changing tires this weekend at NASCAR. I don't know what I did, but it hurts. Turn my head this way. That hurts. Look at that. Look at that. We're just starting off the show. Everything's fine, people. We got coaches flipping out left and right. We got me injured. We got this gentleman over here we'll introduce in a second. Not traded for yesterday by the Cowboys, even though they traded for a couple people that aren't going to help them out there. Woo-wee. What a Tuesday afternoon in sports. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. Dale Hillistrate, everybody.
Well, maybe that's your heart that's hurt,
No,
Steve. I
it's
know
the
you
muscle.
haven't felt your heart in about 40 years, but
That's beating.
that is where your heart is. So
I don't know what I did, man, but it hurts.
my goodness gracious! I mean,
It hurt yesterday. I did whatever I did it yesterday. God, it hurts. It's the muscle. I don't know. I slept on it wrong or something, but it hurts bad. Dale, I'm gonna whine all show about it now.
my goodness gracious!
Get ready, everybody.
My goodness gracious!
It only hurts when I move my left side.
I mean, were you doing yard work?
No,
you don't
no,
do yard work. You hired people to do your yard
I
work.
was driving home yesterday, and I went and picked my daughter up from school because I got home early enough.
Were you driving one hand or
I,
with your left hand?
I don't know. And just on the way, I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Like, it hurts when I turn my head this way. And then it just got worse and worse as the night went on. Then the Suns game just started feeling worse.
I was thinking, well, maybe you're a little bit like the Grinch. You never felt your heart before. You're like, oh, what is this?
That's what I think it was my dad. My dad was all like, you sure you're not having a heart attack? I'm like, no, I'm sure it's not the heart. I'm sure it's the muscle. It's just when I move my head. And then, like, if I move my, like, right there.
How many
right there.
people did you call because you're a little sore?
Oh, I called like 7 people. Got called to complain about it.
Mommy,
I was
Daddy.
I was all, Mom, I know you're having a major shoulder surgery coming up,
Yeah,
and
but
you're
mine
worried about
really
that. But let me tell you
hurts.
about me here, man. No, my dad called me about something else. But the muscle is, like, popped up a little bit right there. So I don't know. I must have done something to it.
Oh, boy.
You know, I'm toughing it out, folks. Dale, I'm toughing it out. I woke up this morning, and I said, you know what? Dale's been through worse. I can make it. I can make it to the show. I don't have the benefit of the big needle. Make me feel bad. I got nothing on that. I don't like taking ibuprofen and stuff unless it gets really bad. I am med free right now, unlike those wussy NFL players that have to get shots because their ankle hurts. It hurts.
Well, I left
doctor.
here. All I can say is I left here yesterday.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the fight.
Yeah, to the tune of the Angry Fan and Bruce Cooper going at it, and you right in the middle of it.
Oh, I was enjoying that, man. I was sitting right in the middle of it, just watching. I was throwing some lobs in there every once in a while.
Maybe that was it. You snapped your head.
That might be it. That might be it. The tension that was in the room in that moment.
Those two knuckleheads.
For the real Matrix, and everything. Angry Fan stopped by. Angry Patriot stopped by yesterday. We're just talking and going over stuff. His show it posts today, the new episode. Dale Hillistrate's on this one again. Noon today, new episode posts there as well. For those of you that found it on Robat TV, big ratings for it. Of course, on the YouTube channel as well. I haven't even advertised the free podcast system for it yet, and people have found that and are listening to that even of the Real Matrix there with Angry Patriots. So check that out. Noon today. New episode coming up.
They go into it with an open mind. You can find some of those things a little interesting.
My favorite part about it is Bruce Cooper is just a sports dude.
Yeah.
And now, yesterday after the show, he starts talking like business, and I'm like, what? Retirement is leading him down different paths.
Well, Bruce and I have talked about it a little bit. Obviously, politically, we're from different sides of the aisle, but we can have conversations. But he's a lot like me. I didn't give two hoots about politics till about 6-7 years ago. I think
The COVID
I
thing.
think COVID was part of it.
I mean, the angry fan. I mean, angry Patriot. He talks about that. He was the same way.
Yeah.
COVID changed his mind on
You
it
know,
as well.
my life was fine. I just plugged along, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, really?
I think COVID changed a lot of people's lives in that aspect of
Yes.
stuff for both sides of the political
Yes.
spectrum. So that's up. New episode noon today, all ready to be posted, all scheduled to go. So that'll be up here later on today as well. But yeah, it was funny. He just stopped by, and him and Bruce were. It was kind of funny to watch. Should have recorded it. I didn't even think about it.
And I just walked out.
I couldn't. I had to do my business show.
Where are you going? I'm leaving.
I had to do the business show, so I was stuck here waiting for them to wrap up. I kept throwing those hints, like turning stuff on for the business show, moving stuff around. They're all just still sitting there. It was pretty funny to see how that goes and everything. But Suns last night, ASU men's basketball last night. Bobby Hurley, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm just more in tune to it than I normally am, but there's just weirdness going on with coaches right now. Just weirdness going on with coaches. I don't know what it is, man. It's the state of college athletics, the state of professional athletics. I don't know what it is, Dale, but coaches are acting different now, and it is weird to see.
Well, I don't know if there's ever been more pressure on coaches.
Yeah, and some of them are cracking.
I mean, if you just look at this year college football, you don't usually see 3 and 4 high profile guys get released during the season,
and not just during the season, but like October of the season.
But those are usually done in December after you missed a bowl game or whatever, and
the season ends for you.
Yeah, and the way that some of these coaches are reacting, I didn't see the Bobby Hurley thing. I'm not going to watch them until they play a school that I've heard of.
You didn't watch the game? I watched the first half. I turned it off and switched to the Suns game because that started at 8. I felt like ASU. I will say this. Now, they, like you said, they played Southern Utah, but they were fun to watch. They have some bigs on the team. Move the ball around. The Pig Johnson, that's his nickname, Pig Johnson. Pig's his nickname. His last name's Johnson. Coming off the bench, he looks like he's going to be fun. I watched his press conference afterwards, and he's just like, look, I don't care. Give me garbage minutes. I just want to play.
Right.
Like, it was fun to watch. It is a different attitude on the team. Like I said, it's Southern Utah. They won the game. Let's see moving forward. They got Gonzaga here in a couple games. So we'll kind of see how they match up against a national team coming up here. But it was definitely felt different. And then afterwards, just Bobby Hurley's comments were kind of like, I was just sitting there going, oh.
All I heard was that he was unhappy. And Bobby Hurley tends to be
he's always unhappy. Well, he was happy. You heard he was happy or unhappy?
I heard he was unhappy.
Oh, well. He's unhappy with the mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
He did his coaching spiel. That's where I will say he was unhappy. But he was saying things like, the mistakes we made tonight aren't going to fly when we get into the Big 12.
Yeah.
The water gets deeper as we move on. He was using those metaphors and everything, stuff. But what he said specifically about the team is what kind of woke me up here. So Bobby Hurley will be the first coach we talk about here, Dale. Just a programming note. Coach Sheehan has to substitute again today, so he's going to come in tomorrow, 8 o'clock for the coaches show. Of course, they have the Morenci matchup. Playoffs start this weekend, this Friday night for them, so he'll join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Yes, the sub. Don't they realize it's the opening of the playoffs?
Yeah, don't players have to go to school or something?
Jeez Louise.
What do you think he's still watching film and doing all that stuff? Don't you think that's all wrapped up by now?
Well, I think the film most definitely is wrapped up, but you would need to start getting focused if you're chasing around a bunch of kids. But I have a feeling I can see Mike walking into the classroom. Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah, we're gonna play a movie.
Yeah, talk amongst yourself. I don't know if they play movies anymore.
No, they don't.
I don't think they do.
I make fun of. I do that joke with Autumn all the time, and she does not find me funny. Just so you guys know. But I'm always like, she's always like, man, I don't feel like going to work tomorrow. I go, just throw on a movie. They don't let them do it anymore. Remember when we were kids?
Oh yeah, the projector.
You'd show up, and the teacher would just put on their dark sunglasses and lean back because they're hungover, and just fire up that movie for you to watch.
Our teachers at Saguaro, that's why my education was better, didn't do that. Come in hungover.
And they just lean back. Go, you guys watch this movie. I'm going to sit back and put my glasses on. And I'm listening to you guys. I'm watching you. And meanwhile, just snoring over in the corner. Yeah, they don't do that stuff anymore. The system is just.
I mean,
not
don't they
the same.
realize they're going for a three-peat? You don't put more pressure on Mike.
I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I would assume Wednesday's not a lot. Wednesday's more stress is, are the guys going to practice well today? What are we doing during practice? Did they not practice yet? That's more of the stress.
Well, according
I would argue.
I'm still on their huddle account,
Yeah.
and that's where he sends messages. Evidently, they had a very good practice yesterday.
Yeah, he's been happy with it. That's going to be one of my questions for him is how is the week gone from that perspective? Because look, I mean, then you add on the Morency side of it, where Morency's. Let's just say they're not a Scottsdale school. I don't know how else to phrase it because I don't want to be derogatory to them.
Why?
They're
You're
a mining,
derogatory towards everybody.
They're a mining. These are high school kids. They can't help that they're where their parents live and everything.
Wow.
But it's a mining community. Tougher kids, you know. They grow up. Rough and tumbling. They're not, pulling into school with their lattes and their Starbucks and.
You think there's a Starbucks in Morency?
Painted. Oh, I guarantee it.
You think
Painted fingers. Painted fingernails. Plugging in their Teslas. Complaining because all the parking spots are taken because they didn't get there early enough.
Why didn't my dad bid on this one, the best parking spot at the gala?
Yeah, exactly. Freaking Chris's parents love him more. They got that spot instead of me. Starbucks in Morency right now. There is a Starbucks located at Morency Lanes in Morency, Arizona.
Really?
So it's a new location.
Okay.
As well. Just opened early.
So there's two of them now, or this
Nope.
this is just
Nope.
one?
Yeah, this is the new one. They reopened it, so it sounds like it closed. But that does make sense, right? Do Morency kids like that? Those tough kids down there, they don't walk around with Starbucks cups, do they? They drink Folgers, right? Columbia House puts hair on the chest.
They want black coffee.
Yeah, exactly. There's no sugar in that.
2 shots of espresso with a little twist of this, and
That's the Morency kids. They're just hacking it back, and it's just nasty as can be out there. So anyway, I don't know. Sorry, Morency. I don't know. I feel like we're complimenting them. They might not think so, but
no, they're tough kids.
yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
It's interesting. So I think that would be more of the concern going into this week is how you get into that more than anything else. But Mike will join us tomorrow to give us the preview to Friday night's game out there in Scottsdale, which should be fun. Weather's going to be nice.
Oh, it's just mornings and evenings. My goodness.
I had to turn my air on yesterday driving and back home yesterday. Got a little warm in the car.
It does in the afternoon.
I hate drive. Do you drive with your windows down on the freeway?
No.
It drives me nuts how windy it gets. So I have to. I don't care if the air goes on at that point. But
No, I'll sometimes I'll open the sunroof, but you don't have a sunroof in that fancy car of yours?
No, that's what's stupid about it. The
What?
25 model came with sunroofs, not mine, not the 24. And I wasn't going to pay the extra for the 25 model.
No, I went along. I had a car that had one, then I had a car that didn't have one. There's probably 15, 20 times while I owned the other one that I wish I had the sunroof.
Yeah, my white car that's in the shop, the one that was stolen, they found it's still in the shop, believe it or not. That one had a sunroof. I rarely opened it. Every once in a while, I'd be like, "Oh, I forgot about this."
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, you're all closing it again. Like whatever, man. Life problems for Dale. Sunroof problems for Dale. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a sunroof because it doesn't make it all windy inside.
No,
the car.
they got that little sheer thing.
Because you roll down a window or two windows, and all of a sudden, like in a hurricane, and I don't like that.
Sunroof, you can still listen to your radio and all that. So
Dale blares some Tupac as he's driving down the road.
You got that right.
What's your favorite Tupac song?
No, but Graham and I have
one?
for on our way to football, we have our song now. It's "We Will Rock You," but it's a jazz dub version
From Queen?
Yeah, but but it's
will.
got something else to it. I don't even know what it is, but
It's
it's
got a horn section.
and Graham's in the backseat. We will rock you.
That's his new song.
Yeah.
Good. God bless them.
Gotta get him ready to play flag football, Steve.
You gotta get psyched up. Gotta get psyched. You gotta grab those flags. Hey, did you see this? And we'll get to the coaches and Bobby Hurley in a second. But did you see this story? Because this I knew exactly where this was heading. How many years ago? How many years has Liv been around? 4?
Oh, Liv?
Yeah, 4, 5.
Yeah, probably 5 years.
I remember all the consternation about it, and just the whole time I'm like, this is just going to end up being the same thing. This is stupid. Liv's trying to buy their way in. They're going to eventually run out of money. They're going to eventually not survive and all. And we've seen that fruition happen. Now, Liv Golf announced yesterday, Dale.
Yep.
Remember all the players? They're like, I don't want to play that much. Oh, I don't want to play that much. Travel's too much. And then last year they were in Europe and South America more than they were in the United States.
All over
and
the
everything.
globe.
So they're traveling more than they ever have and everything. And now Liv Golf is coming out, and they're going to play 72 holes starting next year. So they're basically the PGA Tour at this point with team golf.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, because I think they're also have a women's tournament.
Yes, that's coming up also. That's going to bring that up.
Oh,
also.
okay. I did not see the 72 holes.
Yeah, no, they're going 72 holes rather than 54. So no more 3-day tournaments. The shotgun's still the same. And all. But then this is more insulting. This is what they say. I got to quit laughing. Liv CEO Scott O'Neill comes out in a news release and says the following. The most successful leagues around the world, the IPL, EPL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, they continue to innovate and evolve their product. And as an emerging league, we are no different. Liv Golf will always have an eye towards progress that acts in the best interest of Liv Golf and in the best interest of the sport. So Liv Golf, all Liv Golf has done is done what every other golf league does. They're not innovative. They tried innovative, and it failed miserably. So now they are just like the PGA Tour.
Well, can they still wear shorts?
Yeah, those rules are still, I'm assuming those rules are still in place. But you can't sit there and say, oh, we had to innovate our thing. So now you innovated by turning into the PGA?
Yeah.
This league needs to go away. They're ridiculous to deal with from that side, right? So don't forget, Liv was founded on the principle, folks, of faster golf for the young people out there that don't want to watch a golf tournament for 5-6 hours in a day. We're gonna do it quick. Shotgun starts, everybody plays. We're done. We're out of there. Shorter tournaments, 3 days instead of 4, so you don't have to waste 4 days. You only have to waste 3 days in partial times. That's what they were founded on. And they sold us on, and now they're like, we're just gonna do what everybody else has always done. We're so innovative. We're gonna go do what everybody else is doing right now. That's what we're gonna do. It's just stupid. But now they will get world ranking things because they're playing the 72 holes
that's
now.
right.
So they'll get world rank. I think that's the biggest reason why. They're doing it, to be honest with you, because the players aren't able to play in a lot of those tournaments they want to, right? So I don't get what Liv Golf is doing. It needs to go away. PGA Tour, Liv Golf need to merge. Liv needs to get away from the PIF, and then just go back to the PGA Tour only. It has to happen. I'm sorry, it has to happen.
I think I watched a grand total of maybe 5 golf holes on the Liv tournament.
This was the first year I did not. I watched maybe 5 tournaments, not start to finish. Saturday, Sunday type of a deal. Last couple rounds, maybe 5. Years past, I always had it on just because I enjoyed watching a guy that was plus 36 playing golf. Dale, it was invigorating to watch that. Get the sarcasm. The other thing they're doing, the LPGA is actually going to sanction the PIF-backed Vegas tournament coming up from that perspective.
Okay.
There's a big deal here, too. So, LPGA Tour co-sanctioned a PIF Global Series event at Shadow Creek there in Las Vegas next spring. So they're joining together. The LPGA is the women's version of the PGA.
Right.
It's that group of people. So this is the test here to see if they can work together with the PIF is what this is going to be coming up as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. And then they announced the 74 holes.
72, hopefully.
72. Well, unless there's a playoff. So golf's changing is what I'm trying to say here, Dale. Finally, it's changing. And it's just so stupid that the live was all... and all those loudmouth golfers. I'm going to live because I want to play less golf. It's just a strain on my family to be gone so much during the week. I make so much money. So now I'm going to make a lot of money and play less. I'm just so excited about it. Y'all are a bunch of liars.
Less travel.
Yeah,
No, it's always all about the money.
Yeah,
So.
well, that's always been my problem with it. Not one person said, "Oh, it's the money. I'm doing it for the money."
Actually, I think Dustin Johnson said
he was the one.
Yeah.
But he's at the end of his career. Phil, I think, said it too. But Phil's at the end of his. I think the guys at the end of their careers were like, the guys in their 40s were like, I'm doing it for the money. I'm not going to lie to you from that side. So that's the big changes coming in golf next year. And in my opinion, the PIF just needs to go away because they're a bunch of liars, and I'm just annoyed with them as well. So, Robert responded to my post here on the the programming note here, and Robert says they teach typing at SEA. What did I type wrong? Interesting. I must have spelled something wrong.
Another stale.
That was my phone, man. That was not me. That was not me. That was not me. So Bobby Hurley last night, Dale, you did not watch it because you're not interested in watching. And my favorite part is like there's influencers here in town. There's sports influencers that,
Are there?
Yeah, there's one.
Huh.
And they always put things out there, and it's funny how they backtrack it when people comment on them and stuff. But people are putting out pictures of the bank yesterday, the Desert Financial Center, for the game last night. Chris Cartman did a video of it. He wasn't bashing it. Chris Cartman actually said what I kind of believe. It was a Tuesday night game, 7 p.m. tip-off against a team nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they had that many people. With a team that's supposed to be bad this year. I'm surprised they had that many people in the arena last night.
Could you
That's
hear a
a
pin drop?
No, actually, the crowd was very energetic,
Okay.
very loud. I was actually surprised when I was watching the first half there. But it's not a shocker. Nobody's showing up to that. Nobody's investing in that.
No. Well, and plus you're in football mode.
On a Tuesday night?
Yeah, I mean it's a football season. You start thinking about basketball, in December.
Yeah, college basketball. I don't even think college basketball. Unless there's some good games, like obviously Arizona, Florida the other day was fantastic.
Right.
There's some games that you'll tune into early. Watch this Boozer kid at Duke, man. This kid's a stud. His dad was all right.
Well, him and Pete have played together a lot in the
growing up
under 18s, United States basketball stuff.
Yeah. He's just it makes me nauseous, man. Duke, they had Cooper Flag last year, 17-year-old Cooper Flag dominant. And now they're just like, how do we replace Flag, man? I don't know if we can, coach. I got somebody. I got Boozer coming in. It just makes
Must be nice.
It just makes you sick, right? Robert does say it was about Sheehan substituting. Okay, I thought you were taking a shot at me, Robert. I was getting mad. I was going to get mad at you. I was like, did I spell something wrong?
Why would you get mad at him if you screwed up?
Oh, because you pointed it out. 2 rules around me, and Dale knows this well because I remind him we have a big thing on the wall over here. Steve is never wrong. Number 1. Number 2, if Steve is wrong, see rule number 1, right there. Don't point it out. Pretend like it's supposed to be that way.
All right, let's get to Bobby Hurley. You've been teasing this for 15 minutes. Then you go to Live Golf, and then you go to your misspelling. What do you go to next? Trash collecting?
Probably. Oh, I didn't think you're interested in Bobby Hurley since you didn't watch the game last night because it's Southern Utah. Are you going to watch the Gonzaga game
I
coming
got
up?
recruited by Southern Utah for crying out
They
loud.
weren't even a school when you were around back then. Where's Southern Utah at there, Dale?
It's in the southern tip of Utah.
No, it used to be called something else, but it's in Cedar City, Utah. Actually, is where it's at.
Never heard of Cedar City.
You know where Cedar City's at? You never heard of Cedar City?
No,
Seriously?
I don't go to Utah very much.
It's it's southern part. It's about 4 hours from Vegas. You cut up that road over there, and it's right there. I got family that lives in Cedar City, Cedar City as well. Yeah. Then I think they play Utah Tech this week. It's them or Arizona.
Boy,
Yeah.
oh boy.
You know where Utah Tech's from?
Utah?
St. George, Utah. Yeah.
I could live there, I heard. I've never
Utah
been there.
Tech. Utah Tech is the one that used to be called something. It was a 2-year school, and I can't remember the name of it. And then they renamed themselves
Utah Tech played Grand Canyon, didn't they? Were they in the same conference last year?
Were they? They might have been. Grand Canyon in that vaunted whack last year that they had to deal with. So Bobby Hurley, after the game last night, I don't know why you keep distracting me from Bobby Hurley stuff here, Dale. Bobby Hurley last night after the game, this is what caught my eye between all this, the coaches' talk and all of that. Bobby Hurley on his team.
I mean, everything about this team, you know, how they conduct themselves, you know, just on campus and you know, little things that people that work with them on a day in and day out basis are very complimentary of who they are as people. And even today, our pregame warm-up, I thought was like way better. Like our coaches came in saying like these guys were talking and they were, you know, working hard and they were excited to play. And I felt like I could coach with a free mind, and it was if I wanted to sub someone out, I wasn't worried about the fallout, you know, and and that could be a number of things, believe me. But this group, they accepted it. At times, I took 4 guys out at one time because we didn't get back on defense two straight times in the second half. And the next 4 guys came in, good attitude. When I went back to those other guys, they were fine. So, you know, that is good from my standpoint that I feel like I could do that with this group.
Yippity-doo-dah.
Your thoughts on that, Dale?
Well, it sounds like he's had issues in the past.
That's exactly it.
he's
Sounds like
had
Bobby Hurley, which is weird because his brother coaches Connecticut. You mean to tell me he doesn't have egos to deal with at Connecticut?
issues. Well,
It tells me Bobby Hurley can't handle kids that feel, which you get in basketball. It sounds like Bobby Hurley can't handle kids that have a
that
little
are
bit of an
entitled,
ego. Yeah,
entitled, and
that's what I took out of that. Is Bobby Hurley's problem is he can't coach the good kids.
you know, one of my favorite coaches in all of college basketball is a guy named Gino Aramama.
Yeah, I knew you were going to screw that up. Arietta or something like that?
No, it's not Arietta.
Yeah.
Arianama. UConn's head girls
Yes,
basketball
I
coach.
know. Now where you look like idiots because both of us are screwing it up.
Yes.
Because you mess it up and now I mess it up.
Gino.
Yeah, of course, my buddy Gino. That's all we call him.
Well, one of my favorite
Ariema.
Ariema, there you go. He is my favorite college basketball coach. And I've heard him talk about, because his teams have been dominant. He recruits the best of the best, and
Diana Taurasi back in the day.
I mean, you just
yeah.
go through the entire list, and it's a who's who of women's basketball. But when he talks about recruiting people, he said, you know, I watch body language. I watch what kind of teammate they are. I watch what happens when something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I watch what happens when a coach takes them out. And if they give any bad body language, I don't want them.
Yeah.
I don't want him on my team. And so whether this is a revelation for Bobby that, yeah, there are kids out there that are okay being taken out. If you don't get back on defense two times in a row.
Yeah. They didn't go sulk. They came back out.
Yeah, come back and come over and sit down next to me.
You can't coach on fear is my point on this. And it sounds, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it sounds to me like Bobby Hurley's like, oh, thank God, I don't have to coach with fear now. I can actually coach now. And that goes to his recruiting. Now, if you're an up-and-coming school and you're trying to compete, you know, and you don't always get the horses, you're selling yourself soul out and taking some of those kids. Like, did some of those kids come to ASU because some of those big-time schools didn't want them? because of the attitudes that they would have
Right.
and stuff like that. And a lower tier school like ASU would take a chance on them to fit in here. We know that was the problem back in 2020 with Christopher and Bagley. Like, they did not get along at all.
Well, here's the thing.
They all were egotistical.
Here's the thing that comes with the 5-star guys. They come with an entourage. They come with parents. They come with an agent. They come with something.
They come with a shoe company.
And they have a brand.
Yeah.
And, it's been a couple years now, but there was a kid at Saguaro High School, pitcher, who's going to...
His dad was a thing,
Major League pitcher.
started with an H.
I'm going to forget his name now.
Yep.
But I've talked to some of the coaches over at Saguaro. The kid was a good kid. They loved the kid, but everything was dictated by his management team.
Yes.
Because he's going to be a first-round draft pick. Caminiti.
Caminiti's kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't start with an H.
Yeah.
Starts with a C.
Caminiti starts with H. Oh, Steven, that shoulder's really going to bother you all day. But I was told by the coaches, like, the playoffs come, and he's a stud pitcher. They're not sure if they're going to allow him to pitch
Yeah.
and what games he's going to pitch.
Yeah.
And
They're
you're the coach
dictating
of the team going, okay, well, so what am I going to
Yeah.
do
He should
here?
pitch game one.
Yeah.
He should pitch game, whatever, in the
Yeah.
playoffs, like a normal pitching routine.
But
and they're
maybe
like,
we're not going to do So if
Yeah.
a 5-star comes...
It's way worse with basketball.
Yeah,
though.
right.
It is.
And so you have schools like Duke, who I have a feeling the way that Duke recruits 5-stars is they say you're going to let us handle them while they're here.
Yes.
You're not going to be dictating playing
But I
conditions.
think also there's an understanding between the group. Like that negotiation happens beforehand. Like I'm going to coach him. I'm going to do this. But it could be like I'm going to guarantee you he's getting this much playing time. That stuff happens.
I'm sure there's stuff, but
Working
I'm going to run
together.
the show. Whereas
yeah,
I
at
have a
ASU,
feeling
Bobby Hurley's not.
you're at
running the show.
ASU, you're at UTEP, you're at whatever,
Yeah.
and you happen a 5-star's interested in you. You're not used to it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
I'll do whatever you want.
Yes, exactly.
It won't be that bad. It just struck me like everything he said last night. Because like I said, he did the coach speak stuff about these mistakes, or I think that's where maybe I didn't think it came off as unhappy. I think that was the most relaxed I think I've ever seen Bobby Hurley last night.
Any technicals last night?
Not. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember one. Like I said, I didn't watch the second half though, but he was like relaxed. Even in that press conference, he was relaxed. It's just when he's openly complaining about kids and their coaching ability for past teams. In game one, that just kind of throws up a red flag in my eyes. That's all I'm going to say.
You always look for red flags.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
I'm wrong on this.
Yes.
Bobby Hurley can't coach the big guys. That's the bottom line. Right there.
You look for stuff that the coach looks to his left. Oh, there it is. He's looking over there to his left. He's looking over his shoulder. He's scared.
He literally can pick up the phone and go, hey, Dan, hey, brother of mine, who handpicks of all the kids that want to go play at Connecticut. He picks the best kids and says, "You're coming here. We want you here and everything." And all of that stuff. She's not that level, but how do you handle the egos and stuff,
Right.
buddy?
Right.
And for him to say that's kind of where it's even more doubly shocking because it's like, Drew over at GCU. He calls his brother Baylor and talks to him and everything. He's like, hey, how do you handle this stuff? As we're a growing program. He had that 5-star kid. What was it, last year or the year before? I guarantee you made those calls and goes, how do you handle it? You take him out of a game, he doesn't want to come out, and then he's a big crybaby or whatever.
Or he gets hurt, or he's,
And it's, he's refusing to practice because, he doesn't feel like he has to. Like, you have people you can rely on in that situation and everything, and I don't know. Maybe, like I said, Bobby Hurley's an instance where I do not like him. I do not think he's a good coach. I think he's great at a school like Buffalo. I think he's going to always struggle at this level no matter where he's at. I think ASU should have got rid of him years ago. So maybe I'm going to be a little bit more harsh on him, but it's just not good to go out there and be like, oh, finally I can coach. What if it doesn't go well this year? And now it's like, so now you could coach and you're still not good?
Well, it's the last year of his contract.
You're 11. You're
of the
11.
Bobby Hurley experience.
Yeah, what's with us keeping coaches for too long is the bigger question. They were 29 of 59 from field goal range last night. For them, shot 49% at home, 9 of 23 from three-point line. 9 of 23. Just keep shooting. You'll eventually get there, right? I guess is what we can say from that side of things. I'm looking to see if was there a technical last night. I don't see it on this list here on my stat sheet that I'm looking at. I don't know. So we'll see. I do think ASU is going to be like a mid-tier or just below a mid-tier Big 12 team this year. We'll have to see if it comes true.
Yeah, well, the Big 12's a lot better than the Pac-12.
You have 5 Hall of Fame coaches coaching in this league. Do you realize that?
I didn't realize you had 5.
Well, 4 definitely. Sampson at Houston, Drew at Baylor,
Self.
Bill Self. I didn't know. I actually forgot about him.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I'm forgetting the other guys right now off the top of my head. That other guy. Don't forget that other guy. There's a 4th out there that I just completely drew a blank on as we're talking here. It's a tough league to be in for basketball.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. Yeah. I'm going to look this up real quick here because it's going to drive me nuts. Big 12 conference here. Let's see. Arizona's head coach. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but Arizona head coach.
Tommy Lloyd.
Watch this freshman up there at BYU, man. He's a stud. I watched some of those highlights the other night for that BYU game.
Right.
True freshman kid up there.
He's getting paid $7 million, Coop was saying.
Yeah, it's the rumor on the streets, man.
$7 million?
He might be worth it, man. He looked good. And he's anticipated. That's what I like about Koa Pete. With all of that stuff out there, he's coming in kind of unassuming. He's on the map now after the other night against Florida, but he's coming in a little bit. And
the thing about Pete is Pete comes from a great family who's been through all this.
Yeah.
Great family who's raised a couple great kids, and that goes a long way in this game.
Yeah, well, if you've been there before, right? Yeah, because Koa Pete slacks off. He's gonna have a bigger brother that's in the NFL that'd be like, knock that off. You don't do that stuff.
And Andrus Pete is the definition of a big brother.
Yeah, you're not going to mess with him, right? So ASU gets the win last night. I have to keep our eyes on them as they continue through their season, and keep an eye on Bobby Hurley. Maybe we'll see there. So Robert says the pronunciation and spelling portion of the show has been great. Can't wait for some math.
Well, there's the remedial room down the way now that we got so many office spaces here.
We need to it's Wednesday. Come on, folks. It's Wednesday out there. When we come back, let's keep it rolling. Do we want to talk some more coaches here, Dale?
Well, you like the coach's standpoint? Yeah, you want to fire the Cardinals coach? You're mad at him last night? You're mad? Who aren't you mad at?
Was I mad at the Cardinals coach last night?
I don't know. I thought you're all over Twitter last night. Do you remember that? Or
I
were you on a
don't-
drunken rampage?
I was probably I was high on chicken and mashed potatoes last night.
Ooh.
It was good. Come on back, folks, to the main event. And we're back here. Dale, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't bring that negativity in here. It's fine. We're fine. We're a growing program. It's fine.
That's your favorite coach up there at Boston College, isn't it?
I cannot stand Bill O'Brien. I couldn't stand him in Houston. And then you heard the behind the scenes stuff of DeAndre Hopkins where he kept referring, he has too many baby mamas, and he would say that in that way, by the way, to DeAndre Hopkins. It's just, he's not a good dude.
I didn't like
don't
him
think.
at Penn State.
Yeah, and it's just, which is weird because, like, he's got a special needs kid. And, you know, normally if you have special needs kids and you know, on that side, you just have a kind heart usually with what you have to deal with at home and everything. And he's like the opposite. Like, it's hard to watch at times. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I do get a kick out of this, but coaches that say everything's fine when it is clear it's not. And if you get the Friends reference, this is like Ross saying everything's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Aren't they 1-7?
They're terrible. Year 2 of the program. He's got the butt chin still. He hasn't got that fixed.
Wow, now we're making fun of looks.
Well, he's not a good-looking dude. Bill O'Brien yesterday in his media availability. Enjoy this.
Coach, wondering, do you have a message for the fans? Obviously losing to Notre Dame Catholic school rival, 1-8 now in the season BC. I've heard from a lot of fans. They're just really down.
I'm really glad. You know, I'm glad you're down. I'm not down. Nobody's down. We're fighting. We're competing. You know, it's the second year of this program, Mike. You always come in here with these down questions. Like, you show up like once a month or something like that. You come in here with these down questions. I'm not down. I don't know what year you graduated from BC, but this is a program that we're building. Okay. Nobody here's down. We're positive. We're going to show up and play our asses off against SMU. You can go out there in your dark, clouded world or whatever it is and do what you want to do. We're not down. The sun is up, and we're fighting. That's my message to the fans. What's up, Trevor?
Thank you. SMU leads.
I love the ending. What's up, Trevor? It's fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good, Dale. We're good. There's nothing wrong. We're building. We're happy. We're building. What's up, Trevor?
It would have been absolutely fantastic if Trevor goes, how much do you expect to lose to SMU by?
It's just he's getting ramped up as he's talking about how everything's fine, how positive we are. It's just like, what? 0-5 in the conference, and I just looked it up right now. They are 1-8 on the season.
Okay.
It's not going well in year 2.
Okay.
And then you saw the interest of the question there. Now, you don't ever, as a reporter, I'm a firm believer, if you don't start with, I've talked to a lot of fans. That's stupid. That, to me, that's kind of chicken, bloop, kind of a question. Because he wanted to ask that question, but he blamed it on the fans. So I've talked to a lot of fans. So that's kind of dumb to ask it that way. But he does have a right question here to ask. But then on top of it, if you know anything about Boston College, religious school, Catholic, Notre Dame just destroyed them. That's a big deal in that world. Those are two religious, you don't lose to the other religious school. That's a big deal in that world. And the thing that shocks me the most, other than Bill O'Brien obviously is feeling the pressure in that moment, is he kind of blew that off. That's like Ohio State losing to Michigan, right? Coaches can win every other game. You lose to Michigan every year, you're fired, right? Cooper, right? Wasn't that John Cooper?
Yep.
That did that? It's the same thing here. You lose to Notre Dame every year, you're going to lose your job in that situation because of that. And to me, I felt like he was either distracting from it or he was just like, I don't care about that. And that's not a school that you don't care about that stuff at. That's very important. You can lose every other game out there. You beat Notre Dame, though, and that's your season. You love it. It's just that whole competitive side of it. But, man, that's feeling the heat a little bit there, isn't he? I just love the ending. What's up, Trevor? That actually, after I saw that video yesterday in the day and last night I was on X, and that was trending still. What's up, Trevor?
Really?
I'm fine. Everybody's fine. We're fine. We're doing good. We're on the up and coming. We're doing great. I don't know what you're talking about. Bring your negativity here. The sun's shining, and first of all, it's Boston in November. The sun ain't shining right now, Coach. Maybe you should step outside and see it. See that it's not. I kind of felt like he was yelling at me there. I'm negative all the time. Then there's Dabo Swinney, having a terrible year this year.
Ooh.
At least he's not ranting about how he's won in the past. I'm a winner. At least he's getting off of that. Now, keep in mind, they just lost a game where there's a pass interference flag on them that it was pass interference, but I don't know if the flag should be thrown in that situation. But he's saying it's the worst flag he's ever seen in football. I could think of 50 other ones before I get to that one, just off the top of my head. So he's still arguing about that. He shows up to his press conference yesterday, Dale, and he hasn't let it go. Here's Dabo Swinney yesterday. Coach Meltdowns, here we go.
It's impactful. So, as opposed to just getting a report on Monday, you turn in 10. Yeah, we had a game. I'm not criticizing. I ain't gonna tell you the game. I'm not gonna say the game, but we're only allowed to turn in, there's a system of accountability, but y'all don't know anything about it. It's behind a curtain. How dare we have accountability? In the meantime, we got gambling issues going on, people being suspended, all that kind of stuff, right? Yep. I mean, refs are people too. It ain't just coaches and players, and if they're a part of the game, then by God, they ought to be a part of the game. And they ought to be a part of the accountability, and they ought to be a part of the consequences, not just behind some shadowy curtain. No, they ought to have to answer for it. And listen, there's judgment calls and all that, and I mean, we just have to disagree to disagree. But there's also absolute flat-out misses with no consequences. And, and you get a shoot, we're allowed to turn in 10 calls. All right, and so we had a game earlier this year that we lost. I had 14 I wanted to turn in, but I only turned in 10. All right? I thought 8 were wrong, but got back. Yep, missed it. 5 of the 10 were wrong. And, I mean, these are game-changing calls. Obvious pass interference, not called. That takes you off the field. But, we just get this will be addressed with the crew and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Yeah, but you ain't there's no public accountability. Ain't none of that. So that's the system. The system needs to change. It needs to be changed. There needs to be challenge opportunity, and we need full-time officials. If you're going to have this type of stakes, it needs to be full-time officials.
Boy, he sounds like somebody that I know who's sitting just to my left in a purple shirt with a bad bum shoulder.
I just
You
want
and Dabo Swinney are out of the same green bean.
I want to just go on record that Dabo Swinney is the smartest head coach on the face of the planet. He deserves a 10-year contract extension for $100 million.
I want to hear how you're going to bash anything he just said.
Okay. He just doesn't handle it right. He's absolutely right. I've said it for how long? Officials need to go in front of the media. Coaches have to do it. Players have to do it. You get fined if you don't, and all that stuff. When calls are missed, you need to have it. You need to have it addressed, and you need to be it publicly. You need to put a report out to the public that says these referees missed these calls this week. You need to do it. Absolutely have to do it. I agree with him 1,000% on that. But here's my problem with it. I started to do this, and it was hard to do. I don't know how I can do it more efficiently. It's going to take me a while. I wanted to see how many times he's complained about the bad officials in seasons he's won.
Well, of course you don't. You're not going to complain about the officials after a victory.
This is my problem.
No, please.
He's railing on the officials because they're losing this year.
Well, a couple things jump out.
I yell on the officials whether my team wins or loses. I'm on the officials. Absolutely.
I've never heard you get on the officials when the Cardinals win or when ASU wins. You never go, oh, the officials, that call is so horrible and helped ASU.
The refs are geniuses in those games.
A couple things jumped out at me that's interesting. Now, I've known that's the system for a long time.
It's the same system in the NFL, if you don't know.
And then you turn that in.
Yeah.
You have I didn't realize there's a limit
Yeah, that's stupid. Why is there a well, it's because some coach is going to just put the whole game film in.
Yeah, I guess you probably could. It probably has been done, and that's why they put a limit on it. But I do agree with the fact that you turn them in, and if they come back and go, yeah, 5 of these plays were called wrongly, but yet the only people that know are the ACC officials and the school.
Yeah, it's the same thing in the NFL. That's why I have a problem with it. Same thing in Major League Baseball.
You got to be the SEC, Steve. Again, innovative leaders.
Hold on, Big 12 did it first. Big 12 got rid of an official first. SEC's just following. the Big
SEC
12.
got rid of a crew. Come on, Steve.
He's right. This is the hard part for me on this. Is Dabo's 100% correct? I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
So I agree with him on that. But it looks like sour grapes when you're getting your butt kicked over. And that's my problem.
No doubt it looks like sour grapes. But what he says is correct. Number one.
Yes, I agree.
We get a memo from the league saying, yes, these calls are wrong. The money that is being taken back and forth in college football now,
Are you talking about the gambling side?
I'm coming to your side, the fact that they should have since the head coach has to stand up, why not have the head official stand up and say, well, why did you miss that call?
Yes. What was the thought process on that call? And it's in the media. It's not like you're out in the public, right? Like there's a reason the coaches only meet with the media afterwards because fans will be a lot harsher than the media would be, right? We all know that. Because it's hard. Like sometimes I go to press conferences and I have to remember I'm a member of the media. Don't let my fanness come out in that situation because the question's going to be a lot harsher, if that's the case. It just has to be done. He's 100% on that side of it. I just don't like how he never has complained about it before. I should say never, but not to this level now. Because you even saw it there. He goes, then there was one thing in a game we lost. Because there's a difference between a pass interference penalty in the first quarter and a non-existent or a non-called pass interference category or call not called in the fourth quarter when you're rounding a comeback or you're trying to keep the game out of the opponent's hand. There's a difference in the stakes of those calls. And why can't you just release it and say, this was the officiating crew, here's what they missed, we determined this miss, and then they can be graded. We just saw this in the World Series. How were umpires graded? Anybody know? Nope. The guy that was behind the plate in Game 7 was just an average umpire in Game 7 behind the plate. Why don't you have your best graded umpire behind the plate for a Game 7 game? And you don't know how they're graded. Now baseball has some independent guys that do that, right? Umpire scorecard.
Yeah.
They have independent guys that do that type of stuff. But I just don't get it. He's right on that front. This wasn't the year for Dabo Swinney to look like because it just comes off as sour grapes with now he's deflecting again from another loss that he had. And he's 2-4 in the conference this year, 3-5 overall. And it looks like he's blaming the officials. Dabo Swinney's the single most smartest human being on the planet. Except for he's doing it this year, Dale.
So you want him to do it when they went 15-0 on the national championship?
Absolutely. Come out then and rip the officials.
That was a horrible call in the fourth quarter that allowed us to win that game.
I can guarantee you if we go through that season, there will be games where they got screwed by a call, but they overcame it. And so it's, we don't care now. We overcame it. I want to know how many things he sent in on that national championship. How many things did you send in during that season, every game? To look at it. It just needs to be reformed. It needs to be reformed for 2 reasons. One, the integrity of your game. You're seeing a lot of people basically saying the games are rigged. Let's just put it that way, right? A lot of people, and there's
or influence.
Influence. A good point of putting it that way.
Yeah.
And how do you combat that? Transparency.
Yes.
Put it out there. Yes. This refereeing crew missed these critical calls. NBA puts out a 2-minute report. They don't put out a whole game report. If you don't know this, go to NBA.com. You can pull up the 2-minute report, and they put it out on Twitter as well. The 2-minute report for every game that was played last night. You don't get the whole game. Why do you get the 2-minute report from the NBA, Dale?
That's the most important
part of the game. And a call in that instance will affect the game and who wins it. That's why they do the 2-minute report. That's why they don't do a 5-minute report or a 10-minute report or a whole game report. You can just simply do that. These are the calls in these critical moments, right? End of the halftime. Or, you can even have somebody, if you want to, I would say, do a judgment thing of, this is where the game turned. This wasn't called. It should have been called. They got off the field on that, and then the other team went down and scored, and then the game was over after that. You can address just that stuff out there. I don't know why we have to hide officials when everybody else has to face the music. It bothers the crap out of me, and it makes it look like, in this day and age of gambling, it makes it look like they're hiding stuff from you.
Well, and again, I'm sure you'll get into it tomorrow with Lube.
Yeah.
I saw some strong language from him, and then there's a report.
UFC?
It's even infiltrating, possibly.
No, they
UFC.
kicked him out. They kicked him out of the UFC. A guy fought on Saturday night, irregular betting on him, fought the match.
Lost in the first round.
Then he shouldn't have.
No.
UFC kicked him out, and then it came out. I have it here. I was saving it for Lou, but
Well, that Dana's talking to the FBI.
yes, White. Yeah, they met with the FBI before the thing with question marks about the gambling and what they were seeing on their side of it at that point. So that's why. And UFC has the same problem. Lou's been on that rant. If you follow him on Twitter, he's been on that rant the last couple of weeks.
He does not want it to go the way of boxing.
And it's going that way. It's going that way. You don't, if you're not following these guys, and the other side, Dabo says, we need full-time refs. Well, how are full-time refs working in the NFL?
Well, and they're still not
Well,
full-time.
they're not full-time, but it's not going to be any better for
No,
full-time refs
Steve,
in the NFL. How's it working in the NBA for full-time refs?
I will argue till I'm blue in the face, until I'm in my coffin or my little vase, since I'm going to be cremated.
Even then, you're going to have a little voice thing.
Yeah,
that
there'll be
goes.
something coming out of that little urn. Full-time officials, that's not going to... You get better by officiating games.
Yes.
Anybody can watch film. Anybody can watch the TV and go, oh, I see that in slow motion. Yes. That should have been a call, or that should not have been a call.
It drives me nuts when they have to slow it down.
Yeah.
Look, you can see the little black beads coming up on his foot. If you have to dial in that close, let's give the referees some grace that they might have missed that call.
No, I'm with you. But I'm just saying full-time officials, because there's no games going on. So when you say full-time officials, you mean I'm going to be watching film.
They go to practices.
Yeah, during the season.
Yeah, referees are at ASU's practice. I think Kenny Dillingham said it yesterday or earlier this week.
Yeah, most teams do.
We have officials here, and they're calling it in practice, and then we go to the game, and it gets worse for some. He said that just the other day.
Yeah.
So they are out there at practice and working on it and stuff to that effect. With all the technology, there's people up in the booth watching it takes 2 seconds to go, you screwed that up. Go ahead and pick that flag up. Or throw that flag. That was an obvious pass interference. You blew it.
Heck, you can throw a flag for intentional grounding 5 seconds after the pass is thrown.
Because you got to check with 17 different people.
But so you can have somebody buzz down and go, hey, you missed,
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't even take that long. Even then, you can just go throw the flag. We need to look at that, and then he throws the flag, so it's quicker than going. Oh, we have to look. You throw the flag quickly, and then it gives you a few minutes while you guys need to get together and look like you're talking about something while we look at this. All right, definitely pass interference. It's not that hard to do, but they refuse. NFL does it a little bit. But it's just I don't get what we're doing in this day and age of gambling. If you want transparency, that's why I think I'm joking around. When you give me a hard time about WWE and everything, and Lou does, it's not any different than the UFC is, folks. It's not any different than a lot of these refereed games where refs blow obvious calls. My favorite is when umpires, miss an obvious call and then they get mad at the guy for pointing it out and throw him out of the game. That's the stupidest thing on the planet to do. But it happens all the time in the transparency side of it there. Like I said, my big thing with Dabo, it just looks like he's blaming everything else for his bad season. And that's not good. Not a good look. It's fine, Dale. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're going to be back here on the main event, second hour. Coming up next, it's fine.
Don't be the black cloud.
The suns are out. The sun is out. The grass is growing.
The suns aren't out.
We'll be back, folks. Maybe. It's fine. And we're back here, second hour main event.
Longer breaks, Steve.
It's
We
fine.
need
It's fine,
longer
Dale. It's
breaks.
fine. Quit bringing your negativity
Jeez.
into here. We're fine.
Can't
Next
even,
question, Derek.
You can't even stand Trevor.
What's up,
You
Trevor?
can't even stand up and sit down.
What's up, Trevor? Not waiting on you anymore, Trevor. What do you got? Second hour main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrace here, everybody. Before we get into the NFL and the trade talks and stuff like that, and then we'll talk about another head coach and how he's played the quarterback situation here in Arizona. And finally, it's just he's made the right decision coming up here. And I want to talk to Dale about this because obviously being in a locker room doesn't mean the team didn't know that Brissett might have been the guy. But Jonathan Gannon, and I just want to preview this, Jonathan Gannon did say, well, I want to make sure that that the team knows that Brissett's starting on Sunday against the Seahawks. But the rest of the weeks, you wanted to keep them guessing till the end? Something interesting to question that I got there. But yesterday, and I hate how rankings come out early. I kind of laugh at the AP poll because who cares this early? Who cares about college football playoff rankings came out yesterday. Dale, here's the good news if you're the Big 12. Kobe can throw up that graphic if you got it. The good news is for the Big 12, 2 teams are in right now. Texas Tech and BYU are both into the college football playoffs. Bad news is they play each other this weekend, and one of them will not be in it after this week.
And don't think for 1 minute that they don't look at the future schedules and
Yes,
go, okay,
that's-
well, these two will play, and that'll eliminate one. And
They put them both in there to alleviate the Big 12 people going, how come we only have one team in there?
yeah.
They put them both in there, and then they're going to go, after this, they're going to go, whoa, one of them lost. Texas Tech has 2 losses on the season. So it's going to be fascinating to watch here. But Alabama, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana, 4 teams with the bye going into this. I have zero problem. I think maybe you can swap Georgia and Alabama, but I'm not going to argue that point today. Other than that, I think this is fine the way it is right now. Except for I don't like how Memphis is in there. I get why they are. But Memphis, come on. Memphis, Georgia. Is anybody going to watch that? Anybody going to watch that? Anybody going to tune into that 70-7 ball game that's coming our way? Anybody watching that?
What else do you notice about those teams getting a bye?
Well, 2 Big Tens and 2 SECs.
Why don't they just have a tournament between those two?
Well, we're going that way,
Conferences.
Dale. You don't have to say the bye there. That's the case for every team on there except for, of course, Notre Dame, Texas Tech, BYU, and Memphis. Just put them all in. That's why we're expanding this thing. We got to get more SEC and Big Ten teams into this tournament. We'll have to see how Texas finishes out. But
I was
to
going to
me,
say,
Texas isn't
I'm not so. Texas isn't one of my.
No.
Didn't Oklahoma beat them?
Yes. And Oklahoma was the second team out. Oklahoma was second team out.
The hardest thing for me in any poll and anything like this that we do, and obviously they do this so that people talk about it, and the people who argue about it don't understand. This is why they do it, because you're talking about it.
Yes.
But the one thing that I can go, well, I've seen Oregon play, I've seen Alabama play. I kind of think if they played, this would happen or that would happen.
Yeah.
But if they actually play head to head, and one team loses, how on earth can you put that team that loses ahead of the team that beat
Well,
them?
not only that, but then you only move them down one spot. Like BYU, Texas Tech. Texas Tech loses this game this weekend. Texas Tech is going to fall completely out of it.
Yes.
Because they have 2 losses.
And
Texas
they're
Tech
Big
beats BYU on the road. BYU is going to be on the road on this game. If Texas Tech beats BYU, BYU should still be in this. An SEC team would still be in this. A Big Ten team would still be in it because it's on the road and a big matchup here against Texas Tech. That's not going to happen. BYU is going to fall out of it at that point as well. So it's just, I don't know. This is dumb how we are, at this point going forward. So, I mean, even Utah's ranked number 13. They could sneak into this as well. Vanderbilt, could sneak into that tournament as well, depending on how their season ends up. Yeah, to me, if I had to argue with any team on that list right now, besides Memphis. And Memphis, you have to have an at-large team in there. I get it.
Yes.
So they're the ones that are there now. I won't argue that point. Because it doesn't matter who that team is. It could be Boise State. It can be anybody. They're going to have a terrible matchup for them going forward. It's Texas would be the one I'd say. Texas, take Texas Tech, BYU out because they play each other this weekend. But any of those other teams, Texas is the one school that I would say could fall out and probably shouldn't be there right now because I would put Oklahoma in above Texas right now.
Yes.
Not just for what you said. It just Oklahoma looks like the better school right now.
Well, they're both 7-2, and I beat you head to head.
Yeah.
But again,
But you know
it
why?
gives you something to talk about.
But you know why they're in there like that, though?
Because your favorite boy.
No, because Oklahoma's probably going to keep winning and will be there at the end, and Texas might have another loss coming their way. So you got to put that school up there high. So when they do get knocked down, you go, oh, but they were just up there. Look at this. Oh. Stupid. I hate it. I hate everything about it. But there you go. Brackets are right there. 1 through 4, though, I have no issue with whatsoever. Like I said, I could switch Georgia and Alabama if I wanted to. But 1 through 4, to me, no questions. Texas A&M is for real. Indiana's for real. Now, we'll see. Indiana's played some good games this year. But I remember last year they got destroyed by Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
How do they play against them again this year when they're playing in the Big 12 title game, Big Ten title game? Is the question.
Well, if they keep winning, it won't matter. They'll still be in the playoffs.
They'll still get in, but
Yeah.
they won't have the bye
Right.
going into from that side. So that is out now. So every week we get to look forward to that too here. Dale. Yay! If Utah keeps winning, Utah's going to find themselves in this conversation as well. So for me, in terms of the Big 12 side, I want to see. Sorry, Texas Tech. I know your fan base. Whatever. They get upset about tortillas and everything, but I want to see BYU win out and get in, and then maybe like a Utah can get in. Maybe we can have Big 12 can have 2 teams in this playoff because I think those top tier teams can do at least damage in that first game and stay at it in the Big 12. Now they're not going to be as good as the Ohio States and that stuff out there, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But we get to look forward to that, Dale. Rest of the season.
I don't see ASU here.
They're in that toilet down the bottom there.
I don't see ASU. Dang.
So dumb. They went out, man. They'll be in the Big 12 championship game. Could you imagine that? Oh my God! Just imagine what would you do for? Let's say BYU wins, right? Wins out.
Yep.
ASU wins out. They play each other in the Big 12 championship game. Or it could be anybody. Just put anybody in that Big 12 with 2 or 3 losses. Let's say Texas Tech again with 2 losses. And then they beat BYU in that game. Does that knock every team out of the college football playoff in the Big 12?
Doesn't the champion have to go?
Yes. With 3 losses. Oh, you'd be like the 11. You'd be ranked below the mid-major. The mid-major.
Yeah, maybe Memphis would be 11 and you'd be 12.
That's kind of what the fascinating stuff you have to look at with this stuff out there. Texas beat Oklahoma 23-6 this year, by the way, Dale. They did. That's right. I thought Oklahoma won that game too, but Texas dominated that game.
Oh.
Yeah, so Texas is up. Yeah.
Then I take everything. I wasted
Yeah.
2 minutes of your breath.
It's just nice to see you mess up for once, Dale.
Hold on. Where is Memphis? I'm looking at this. college
Memphis is in the state. They're right in the middle of Tennessee.
No, I know that.
Elvis is from that area. They have a great downtown area that a lot of music came from. Memphis, Dale.
Where are they in the rankings?
It's the Saguaro Education there. They're like 16th or 17th. They're down there a long ways. They're 12 on this because they're the highest, whatever they call it, non-Power 5.
But they're not in the top 25.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Read it.
Are they not?
Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole
They're
Miss,
22nd.
BYU.
They're 22nd. Because they're the
None
highest.
of the one I'm seeing says Missouri.
Well, you got to look at week 11.
This is the college football playoff rankings.
Oh, you're looking at those rankings.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause they're 12 in the rankings. The college football playoff rankings.
Right. That's
Eight-
what I'm saying, but they're
yeah.
not in the top 25.
Yeah, they are. They're 22nd. AP poll.
I'm not talking about the AP poll. I'm talking about the college football playoff poll.
No, because they're 12th. They're ranked 12th.
But they're not in the top 25.
12 is in the top 25.
Jeez.
What is happening today, folks? Coach Sheehan doesn't join us here on a Wednesday, and we're all discombobulated.
How are they the best non-power 4 conference team?
There they are because they're ranked 22nd. They're the only one like that that's even in
Really?
the rankings. Yes.
Wow.
Nobody else is because Louisville is in the ACC. Watch out for them. Virginia is in the ACC, so they're up. I don't think they belong in there.
Where's
either,
SMU?
down at the bottom. They're down there with Arizona State.
Jeez. Oh, they did get 3 more votes in ASU.
Did they? They have 7
Yeah.
after beating Miami.
Oh,
Boy, the shine's come off of Miami, hasn't it?
and the shine's back on them Mustangs.
You got a big game this week. Bill O'Brien's coming out. They're fine, Dale. They're fine. We're doing good. Year 2 of the program. I don't know what you're complaining about. You come in here once a month, and you just come in here all negative all the time.
You want me to come in once a week, Coach?
Yeah, you want me here more often? Then you got NFL stuff out there. Before we get to the trade deadline, if you missed the news yesterday, Jonathan Gannon does his press conference first. He goes on the afternoon show at 98.7 second and things like that. This has gotten interesting with the Kyler Murray
Yeah.
foot injury. But we will give Jonathan Gannon credit. If you missed it yesterday, here's Jonathan Gannon in his press conference talking about the quarterback situation.
Really good football team. Our guys will be enthused about the challenge that lies ahead. As it relates to the quarterback in Seattle, Jacoby will start, and Kyler will keep working on his health bucket. I do like what the offense is doing right now. We've operated well, and we'll go from there. As it relates to the game,
Health bucket.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm glad you caught on to that too. I heard that yesterday, and it's been bothering me ever since.
Health bucket.
Like, everybody calls them explosives now, like for those big plays. Like,
Yeah.
before they just called them big plays. Now they're
Yeah.
explosives.
You got to have something, don't you?
And now it's a health bucket, Dale. Aren't we all working on our health bucket?
Well, what can somebody explain to me? I read the article on ESPN that this injury that Kyler Murray's supposed to come back from in 2 to 3 weeks is really a 4 to 8 week injury.
Okay, this is what is driving me nuts about. This is how bad this has been handled. Okay, keep in mind. Let's just refresh. Let's just refresh the situation. Kyler Murray gets hit in the face with a ball,
Yes.
leaves the game, goes to the locker room, and they say it's a concussion. While he's in the locker room, they say he's questionable with a foot.
Yes.
That's how they phrased it. So a lot of people were making fun of it. Oh my God, Kyler Murray might have lost his foot. They're people are making fun of it. I remember it like it was yesterday. He comes out, and I looked it up. He does play 15 plays the rest of that game.
Okay.
Scrambling, doesn't look hurt, anything to that effect.
You don't see anything.
Nothing. You don't see anything. But his foot's questionable. And he took a ball off the face. Then all of a sudden, right? Game time decision the next week. But Jacoby Brissett's taking all the first team reps all week. And we tell you guys, Brissett's starting. We even said it. Use this excuse to start Brissett and see what the offense can do.
Right.
The next week, they wait till the end of the week to announce Kyler Murray is not playing again. There was no early decision, but Jacoby Brissett was taking the first team reps with the first team receivers that week also. And then during that week, everybody, national people, everybody is saying Kyler Murray's coming back against Dallas in 2 weeks after the bye.
After the
Coming
bye.
back after the bye. Coming back after the bye. To the point where national guys were saying Kyler Murray's coming back after the bye against Dallas. Period. End of story. Then we come back from the bye, and Kyler Murray's practicing. And he's splitting reps with Jacoby Brissett with the first team for the first couple days of practice. There's film of it, folks, in the open portion. And then, just out of nowhere, Jacoby Brissett's starting again. Okay. Nobody has said a damn thing about his foot, Dale. They say it's a sprained foot. Okay, cool. No walking boot. He's walking fine. I've seen video of him walking. I watched him some video practice. I watched some practice video.
You missed one step, though.
No.
The one step on last Friday, Saturday, before the Monday night game.
Yes.
We're going to see what kind of role he can play in the game.
We're going to give him a couple days and see what role he can have.
Yeah.
You're right. So that implies that he's fine and he can play.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he's shut down and out for the game Monday night.
Right.
You're right. And then there's so many movement here. But we've never seen Kyler Murray act like his foot hurts. I've seen video of him rolling out of practice and throwing the football over the last couple of weeks. Then I started hearing rumors that he has a Liz Frank type injury. I looked it up. A lot of people have looked this up. Liz Frank means you're in a walking boot.
Yes.
You can barely walk. That is a 4 to 8 week injury.
And that's a painful injury.
But you're not walking on it normal.
No.
You have a walking boot.
You're not out there standing for 3.5 hours at a game.
You're not practicing last week and rolling out and throwing the football down the field if you have a Liz Frank injury. So you start hearing those rumors and everything. But nobody in their world has ever questioned why Kyler Murray's out. Everybody's just like, all right, Jacoby Brissett's time. Yesterday, Jonathan Gannon does that. And he goes on Gambo and what's his name? Burns in the afternoon. And he says, and they ask him, and he goes, oh, even if Kyler Murray was healthy, I like the way this offense is working right now. And then Adam Schefter, after he does that press conference there, comes out and says, sources. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals have consulted with multiple doctors on his foot injury and have been told that timetables for recovery have been anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks and an increased chance of setback until it's properly healed. Murray now has more time to heal. What? When was the last time somebody got hurt? Anybody got hurt. Forget about it being the star quarterback, Dale.
Yeah.
Anybody on a team gets hurt. You questioned it last year. Somebody hurt their knee. I think it was Jonah.
That was Jonah Williams.
And we never heard anything about it.
No, you're right.
But
Forgot
that's
about
just Jonah last year. When was the last time, other than Jonah last year, have you heard somebody get hurt and you hear nothing about it for weeks until he's benched? And then it's like, oh, yeah, he's always been out for 4 to 8 weeks. Oh, it's always been. We've known this for weeks.
Why wouldn't you put him on short-term IR?
Why wouldn't you if you know he's out 4 to 8 weeks? Yeah. Why wouldn't you put him on the IR for 4 weeks? Then I hear people saying things, stupid things, I might add, like, well, you don't put him on IR because what if Jacoby got hurt and you needed him? I thought he was hurt.
He's not dressed.
But his foot hurts him. Why would you even do that? You have 4 more weeks without Kyler Murray. Why isn't he on IR? Healing his foot. This doesn't make sense. This is a benching of Kyler Murray. And if it's not a benching of Kyler Murray, it's on the coaching staff and the Cardinals for putting it out this way. They have failed miserably, not just the fan base, which they don't have to tell us everything. I get that. But they're failing Kyler Murray here because they're telling the world we benched Kyler Murray without saying it. And if you didn't bench Kyler Murray and he's really hurt, you're doing a disservice to the guy. It's I don't understand what's happening. This is disgusting. It's just stupid. And now you're feeding crap to Adam Schefter and the national guys saying, oh, we've always known it's a 48-week injury. Oh, my God, Joe Burrow got hurt this year, and we knew within hours how long Joe Burrow was going to be out after the game.
Yes.
Kyler Murray takes a ball off the face, and we have to wait 3 weeks? We have to wait a month to find out it's a 4 to 8 week injury? Folks.
You know who's got their...
Stop listening to the bull crap.
You know who's got their fingerprints all over this? A gentleman named Mark Dalton. The PR guy for the Cardinals.
But he's with the media side.
Yeah, right. So he's the one who's responsible for information coming out.
Feeding to Schefter and those
Schefter
guys.
And saying, hey, no, I guarantee you Gannon and everybody, they meet with him and they say, how are we going to handle this publicly?
Yeah.
And Mark Dalton says, I got a genius idea. Let's not tell them.
Look, we're not getting credentialed by the Cardinals anytime soon.
Let's just
tell everybody the truth. This is just what is happening. It's eroding your fan base's trust in you as a coaching staff. I don't have a problem with them saying Kyler Murray's hurt, Kyler Murray's hurt. But now to come out yesterday and feed it to the national people that he's out 4 to 8 weeks and we've been seeing doctors this whole time?
Right.
That is garbage. That is stupid. That is garbage what you're doing. We aren't stupid, Jonathan Gannon and the Cardinals. We're not. The way they're handling this is stupid.
Maybe we are. We saw the football off the face mask, and we just been every week hanging on. Oh, he's going to play a role this week. Maybe, yeah. Maybe we are stupid.
If it's a 4 to 8 week injury, why are you saying last week there might be a role for him?
If it's 4 to 8 weeks, why don't you put him on IR?
It's because it's not 4 to 8 weeks, Dale. They're lying to us. They have benched him, and now they're protecting him. It was only a 2 to 3 week face mask foot injury. You know, I call those the embarrassment injuries, right? You take a ball off your face, you're embarrassed, you don't want to go back out there, so you make something up. But it's just, now you're feeding 4 to 8 weeks to your national media people. Get out of here with this trash. I'm not saying the Cardinals had to come out and say Kyler Murray's injured. They kept insinuating that Kyler Murray wasn't going to be out long and it was just a small foot injury. Right. A 4 to 8 week foot injury is not a small thing, folks. Then on top of it, like I said, I've been questioning the walking boot for weeks now.
You have.
If it's a 4 to week injury, you're in a walking boot. Sam Levitt, folks, look at Sam Levitt. Perfectly fine in the TCU game. At least they had him walking around at Utah with a walking boot on so the world can see it. They're not doing that with Kyler Murray. They're like, Kyler Murray, you want to go jog while you're here? There is video of open practice of Kyler Murray last week rolling out to his right and throwing a bomb down the field, folks. That's not a guy with a hurt foot that has to be out for 4 to 8 weeks and could be injured unless it's healed properly. Cardinals are feeding BS to the national guys now to cover with the way they've handled this. And I get it. Maybe you don't want to, Dale. You don't want to embarrass your quarterback. You might need him again. I understand that side of it. But this is worse. This is worse than everything.
Do you think they called him in and said, okay, how do you want to handle this, Kyler?
Yesterday, they called him in and told him that they're sticking with Brissett until it doesn't go well anymore.
But
Then
do you
we can
think
come
they
back
called
to
him in and said, so what do you want the message to be?
Why do you need a message? If you're hurt, you're hurt. If you're lying, you're lying. Why do you need a message if he really has a foot injury? That's what doesn't make sense. The reason why I'm questioning if he has a foot injury is because you're acting like he doesn't have a foot injury. If the guy's hurt, the guy's hurt. Why are you hiding it from us? That's what I don't get. That tells you there's no foot injury. Oh, my head hurts.
He got hit in the face mask. He wasn't in the bottom of the pile. He wasn't like there weren't 8 guys who jumped on him. Somebody else, the ball was 3 yards away from him.
He did dive for it.
He
but
died,
he
but he wasn't even anywhere near it.
He played 15. Okay. Sometimes Dale, you're an NFL. You were an NFL player, so I got to defer to you. But I can just think of times in my life where I've hurt myself, but I've been able to finish what I'm doing,
right? Because
of adrenaline.
Yeah.
You don't really, and then like an hour later, you're like, oh, dang. Like I famously one time did the Pat Tillman run, and I
famously
I actually ran it. Well, maybe it's not famous to you guys, but it's famous to me. So I did the Pat Tillman run. Literally went home, took a nap. Felt perfectly fine. Walked up my stairs, drove home, no issues, felt perfectly fine. Took a nap, woke up. My ankle was the size of a basketball, and it was purple. This big. I had to crawl down the stairs. I was by myself at that time. I had to crawl down the stairs, drive to the hospital with my left foot because it was my right ankle and everything. And I get there, and the doctor's like, what'd you do? And I go, I don't know. I literally just laid down, took a nap. I obviously did something during the event, but I was able to finish it, get all the way home, and then it manifested itself when I took a nap and relaxed, right? That happens. So he could have finished that game with 15 snaps because of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Maybe they gave him a little shock juice or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's possible that happens. It's just nothing else makes sense. Nothing else makes sense at all. So he wakes up the next day and my foot really does hurt. Like, this is really painful. I think I have one of those Liz Frank things. Okay, Kyler, well, we're not going to give you a walking boot. We're going to allow you to practice and throw the football for a week and a half.
Well, it needs to fully heal, but meanwhile, we're going to have you do stuff.
Adam Schefter's tweet says, it's an increased chance of a setback until it's properly healed. Why was he practicing if that's the case? Why is there any question going into Monday Night Football that he's going to play and have a role. If it's a 4 to 8 week injury, why are you waiting a couple extra days on Saturday to see how it feels, to see if he has a role? He's out. That's why it doesn't make sense. And that's why the Cardinals are sitting here feeding us this garbage right now. They may not want to say they benched him, and I can understand that.
That's fine. We'll put him on IR.
There's other ways. That's my point.
If
Handle
it's a 4 to 8 week injury,
yes,
put him on IR.
I'll put it even farther. When was the last time somebody got injured, didn't go on IR, but they were out for 4 to 5 weeks? Will Hernandez. Let's use him as an example. Started the season not on IR, and I questioned it.
Yeah.
Why? And then I was like, oh, well, actually, then I was told by some people, well, he's been practicing, and when you're IR, you're not allowed to practice. So Will Hernandez was practicing at the start of the season, getting up to game shape. Okay, that makes sense then. That makes perfect sense on why you didn't put him on IR. It's just with a foot injury that can hurt. It's increased chance of a setback. And that being fed to Adam Schefter, if you don't know the way it works in the NFL, the Cardinals are feeding Adam Schefter that news. But why wasn't it fed to him 2 weeks ago? Why all of a sudden now are we hearing it's a 4 to 8 week injury? It's because they're trying to protect him and not announce that he's been benched for the time
Do you
being.
think that it's possible that also, you went in the Dallas game, you're going, yeah, Kyler probably could go. Let's see what Brissett have. They go out, they win the game.
They look really
They
good.
look pretty damn good. And you get on the plane to fly back to Arizona going, damn, what are we going to do?
Yes. You're literally everybody that walks by Kyler Murray's seat is like stomping on his foot. No, I no, that's exactly what's happened at this point. This is now what's happened. We can question all the stuff before, it makes zero sense. But now at this moment, that's exactly what happened. And you want to know the proof of that? Sunday after the game, he was asked, what's your quarterback situation? He said, nothing's changed. Implying Kyler Murray's still my guy.
No, but nobody knew what that meant. Remember, we were talking
Yeah,
about that
no,
Monday.
if you watch the whole press conference, it was Kyler Murray's playing when he's healthy. That's what he meant.
Because I thought they were so ambiguous,
Yeah.
you could say nothing's changed.
If you
Well,
watched more of it, it was very clear that Kyler Murray is still this guy. Yesterday, and this is why I want to bring you into this and ask you specifically here. Yesterday, he said that. Kobe, do you have it again? Yesterday, press conference. And we've done this with Jonathan Gannon a lot. On Sunday after a game, he says one thing. I would never overrule my offensive coordinator. I'm happy with everything happening on this offense. And then Monday, he's all, yeah, we made a lot of stuff wrong, and we need to correct that. So Monday, he tends to
but I will
watch
give him some
stuff
grace on that because they come in Monday morning, watch the film.
yes, on the plane ride home. They're
And
watching
you
film.
stood on sidelines. It's really the worst position to watch a football
Yeah,
game.
it is, and you don't remember. You remember a lot, but you don't remember
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
You don't remember the small. And then you watch film and you go, oh my god,
Yes.
72,
That was so stupid.
70. Why were we single blocking Micah Parsons all night long? We talked about that last week with SCA with Coach Sheehan. He didn't even realize they only ran the ball 4 times.
Right.
In the middle of it, and so on the outside, you're going, how do you not recognize that?
But
It's
there's
because of
so
all
many
the other
things
stuff.
going on, yeah.
But the coaches have play sheets, not because they don't remember their play calls and everything. They have play sheets, and on those play sheets, it has like clock management stuff on it. Because in the heat of the moment, it's very easy to forget what's happening.
Yes.
So you can go, minute left, we're down by 7, and on that play sheet, it says call a timeout. Or it says something to that effect on that sheet to remind them.
Well, and you have your 1st and 10
Yes.
plays. You have your
Yes.
2nd and 5 plays.
And it reminds them in the heat of the moment. People are yelling at them. Players are yelling at them. They're yelling at the officials. All this stuff's happening. It's just a thing to have in front of you to remind you of the situation and stuff to that effect. It's out there for that reason. I just don't get it. Here's Jonathan Gannon. Again, I just want to reiterate. Monday, yesterday, look how definitive he is in this statement.
Really good football team. Our guys will be enthused about the challenge that lies ahead. As it relates to the quarterback in Seattle, Jacoby will start, and Kyler will keep working on his health bucket. I do like what the offense is doing right now. We've operated well, and we'll go from there. As it relates to the game,
Health bucket. I can't get over that.
No, that's
I've never heard anybody call it that in my life.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
I'll put it this: I was bothered when everybody calls it explosives. Now we were really happy with our explosives in this game. It drives me nuts. But that's not going to drive me nuts anymore because Health Bucket's just going to be at the top of my mind.
I hope that doesn't catch on.
Oh, it's catching on here.
I hope it doesn't catch on.
Dale, I gotta after the shows today. I gotta go take care of my Health Bucket as well with this muscle thing I got going on right here. My health bucket's a little low today.
That's crazy.
It's just look how definitive he is today. That tells me one of two things happened, Dale. That tells me his owner has blessed him making the move to Jacoby Brissett, or he's tired of fighting it. Even he can't fight it anymore. And he's like, we got to go with Brissett. There's no chance in hell we don't go with Brissett until there's a bad game. And then
Right.
it's easy to go back to Kyler Murray.
And that's what I've said all along, the fact that you stick with Brissett until there's a stinker, and it very well could be this week
It could be
against
with
that Seattle defense. And then the following week you go, you know what? Kyler's healthy. His 4 to 8 weeks is really only 6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, you know him. Oh my God! You guys see Kyler Murray's miraculous recovery. We've never seen a recovery like this a day in our life. So the question is, and don't get me wrong. If you saw Bruce Arians yesterday on ESPN, he flat out said it. They're going back to Kyler Murray when Jacoby Brissett falters.
Yeah.
And it's coming, folks. I'm going to be clear with you. Jacoby Brissett is not playing clean football the rest of the year like he's been playing.
You would not.
He will
betting
have
money is not on that.
the history says it's
Yes.
not going to happen.
Yes.
And you're going back to Kyler Murray. Period. End of story. You're doing it, and everything. The owner has a say in these decisions. So did Jonathan Gannon get the go-ahead from Michael Bidwell, or is he just tired of fighting it finally? He's like, all right, now I got to make this move. And he went to Michael and was like, we got to do it. Even if it's for another week or two, we've got to do it. Start sending out the stuff to Schefter and the boys and lying to them so they can post the lying stuff out there.
But do you think, again, Kyler Murray, it's not like he's adverse to sending a message in his own way. Do you expect to hear something from him this week via social media, not saying something?
I keep looking for him on Call of Duty, see if I can get in a game with him. Do some microphone talk with him.
Do you think he's on Call of Duty under Kyler Murray?
The new one comes out here, I think, a couple days from now.
Oh, well, maybe that's why they're starting.
Call of Duty
this
7. I'm looking. Yeah, don't bother me end of the week. By
No.
the way, I'm going to be busy. I'm just telling you guys right now.
Let's talk next Monday.
Well, that's the other side of it. How much do you have to protect Kyler Murray in this situation? Because he will eat there. My impression is Kyler Murray will shut down on you if he doesn't get his way. That's just my impression on you.
Yeah.
You saw it with Cliff Kingsbury. He didn't like the way it was going. Nobody was listening to him. What did he do? He started acting out. Shut the F up. Leave me alone on the field. He will act out, and you've got to keep him healthy. This is the bad side of it. You can't do what the Jets owner did and bash your starting quarterback knowing you're switching to
Right.
your backup. Your backup gets hurt, and you got to go back to the start.
Right. Or your
cannot.
backup might go out next week and stink up.
Yeah,
the
you
joint.
cannot do it. You cannot do it. You're going to need Kyler Murray until the end of the season. Most likely, history says so. So that side of it, that's the thing. This is a tough situation, but I guarantee you. Okay, I agree with you that Kyler Murray could have played Monday night. The question that I have is, did they sit him down and say, hey, man, you can play tonight, but Jacoby's playing well. This offense is doing well. We want you to keep learning in this offense. Let's have you sit out another week. And then he played well, so now you got to go to him now and go, this offense is rolling right now. And Kyler Murray can't be stupid, which is why I want to lean on you a little bit here. Like when Troy in 91 with Steve Berline, not Walsh. I don't know why Bruce brought up Walsh yesterday. Bruce Cooper.
And
brought that up.
then Bruce had the audacity to try and correct me again.
Well, yeah, I mean, because obviously you're wrong. It was Steve Walsh, not Berline.
Because Bruce was 8 years old in
Yeah.
91.
First of all, I was close to high school by then. But you're winning. You said it yesterday. The locker room was like, I don't care. As long as we're winning, I don't care what
Right.
happens.
Right.
And Kyler Murray can't be. My question is, and you might not know this, you're good friends with Troy. Was Troy like, I understand this move? Or was Troy pissed? Like, no, I'm the guy. What do you think you're doing right now?
Troy was pissed but there were other there are other circumstances because he'd just gotten through with the Steve Walsh thing, back in 1990.
Yeah, I had the years confused.
And 91, now all of a sudden this happens. But he knew for the betterment of the team, I do not compare Kyler Murray and Troy Aikman's personalities.
Yeah, they're completely different, I imagine.
But Troy knew for the betterment of the team, he's not going to come out and cause a big hullabaloo.
You're going to be mad when you don't play. I'd be mad if I'd be mad if I didn't play.
When I'm fully healthy. Now Troy didn't say anything for the first 4 or 5 weeks because he wasn't healthy.
Yeah, he wasn't healthy. Yeah.
And we're winning, so that's a great combination.
Yeah, exactly. You're winning without me. I'm still getting my paycheck.
You hate that because you want to be missed.
I know. You want to
be missed a little bit.
I know. Next week when I'm off that one day, I'm going to be watching this show. Going,
highest rated show.
Please suck. God, you better suck.
Highest rated show of the season. But Troy never once went to the media or called a press conference.
I don't think Kyler would do that because I don't think Kyler has anybody in the media.
And obviously, there was no social media back then, so you can't wipe your social media clean.
That's where he'll go and send the message.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys right now, nobody in the media here knows Kyler Murray. Nobody can pick up the phone and be like, hey, Kyler, let's have a chat.
Yeah.
Troy
what's
had
really
those
going
guys.
on?
Troy had those guys.
Yes.
Kyler does not. Kyler keeps to himself, does not talk to anybody. I know somebody that used to be on this program that had a one-on-one conversation with Kyler Murray, impromptu. And Kyler Murray was he was nice, but he was very impersonal with him in that moment as well. Just keeps to himself and just doesn't say anything about anything. And it's just like, all right, whatever. So that's the difference now. But that's where Kyler Murray will go. You'll see it on the social media side of stuff. Or his stupid agent will put a story out or something to that effect,
Trade him.
But his agent's got to be smart enough to realize now's not the time.
Right.
That's off-season. That's off-season
Yes.
stuff. If you do that now, you're setting yourself up. You're also going to hurt yourself to other teams.
Well, because you're putting yourself well above the team.
Yeah.
And that's a bad look for everybody.
And everybody can see the Cardinals right now are playing better with Jacoby Brissett. Kyler's not stupid. He sees it every Sunday, too, on the sideline, nursing that foot injury, icing it down, taking care of that bad boy. I'm not going to lie to everybody here, man. Like, my opinion, and I'll give Jonathan Gannon credit. He showed up yesterday, made the decision early.
Yes.
Because even though last week, until Friday, Saturday, there was a legit question on who was starting. So I don't know if the team knew it or not. But does announcing that on Monday publicly help the team out? Because I think most of the team is like, Jacoby's starting this week, right? So him announcing that, yes, because he said that later on in his radio hit with the boys on the afternoon. He said that, well, I want the team to be stable this week of practice going to the Seattle game. Well, what's different about this week than the last 3 games where it wasn't stable and you didn't announce it?
Well, wasn't this the first game, though, that there was possibility Kyler was going to come back? Those other 2.
No, he was a game-time decision in game 2. They were like going up until the 90-minute window to decide. We found out like Saturday morning that Brissett was playing both times.
Huh.
Both times. Yeah, there was nothing like middle of the week thing. Remember? Yeah, because especially the second game, and I'm forgetting the Packers game. Because that week I was like, Brissett's starting. I was saying it on air. Brissett's starting because in practice, Kyler was throwing the ball to backup receivers, not the starters. So I was picking up on those clues. Last week, we knew Wednesday. Kyler canceled his availability. He ain't starting in this week. That was the first clue. And then after that, you started to see. But again, this is my biggest issue. 4 to 8 weeks, and he can re-injure that foot at any moment, according to Schefter yesterday. And he's been practicing every week since the injury. He's been thrown to the backups, but he's been out throwing. If you're that hurt and you could re-injure it at any point in time, what are you doing practicing?
Why are they putting him in harm's way?
So in terms of the locker room, I mean, the players have to know, right? Even if it's not fully announced, the players can pick up on that stuff.
Oh, I think the players knew who was playing.
Yeah, so it's not going to mess up the lock. So Jonathan Gannon saying, I want the players to know who's starting this week, or however he phrased it. That's the gist of it. that's just for the media and the fan base, right?
Well,
Than it is the players. Because the players, I think every player going into yesterday was like, Jacoby's starting this week. He better be.
Well, and again, I think it's to that point to where you still think you might have a shot if you go on a run and all that. You want to keep everybody engaged.
Not in this division, you know.
And gosh, it just blows your mind how San Francisco having the season they're having. But anyway,
That's even more infuriating, though, if you're a Cardinal. You're sitting there going, oh, did you see your boy? You're sitting here going, God, even if we go on a run, we're not going to catch these guys. How's San Francisco up there with all the injuries they have?
right.
And then you start going, if we went to Brissett earlier, could we have won a couple of those games? You can play that what-if game all you want, right? I'm just saying. But did you see several of the offensive linemen were meeting with your boy on Dallas's offensive line coach before the game last week on the field?
Oh, Clayton Adams.
Yes.
I did not see that.
Some media person took a picture and sent it out. Yeah, during warm-ups, there was like 4 or 5 Cardinals linemen standing around him.
They're saying, "Hey, we miss you, buddy."
I know. Dallas have an opening
Yeah.
for me over here. It could revive my career coming up. Trade deadline was yesterday. The Jets. Here's what's interesting to me on the Jets, making a lot of moves here over the last couple of weeks. The Jets have a top 5 defense. The defense isn't the Jets' problem and hasn't been for a couple years. They're tearing down a top 5, top 10 defense right now. Now, they're going into full rebuild mode. I get that. But you have the defense that's right there ready to go. What are you doing tearing down your defensive side of stuff?
Well, because those are only parts you have to sell. Yeah, I mean, who's gonna? You think they're offering 2 1s for Fields?
Can you imagine 2 1s for Sauce Gardner? Sauce Gardner's a heck of a player. I love him to death. Not injuries, penalties has been his problem these last couple years. My theory, Dale, playing for the New York Jets just wears you down, and you eventually just want to get out of there. I think that's what's going on.
Well, it's from the top down.
That's what I'm getting at. It's
You
just
know?
not a good organization.
No.
And I've talked about that where the owner just ripped the quarterback, which Justin Fields has problems. Don't get me wrong, but as a player, oh my God, I can imagine players going, oh my God, if he's ripping the star quarterback on this team, what's he going to say about me and my performance here? Like you lose faith in like the whole. Like we've all had bad bosses, maybe not your direct boss, but maybe the boss above him, and you're like, oh my God, if he's acting like this to that guy. What's he doing to me? And then you just kind of change your attitude and like, I don't want to be here anymore, type of situation. So I found that interesting on the Jets side. They're throwing in the towel after building up that defense.
Well, I
from
think
that
they've also
perspective.
realized that Aaron Glenn probably isn't their head coach. They need a quarterback.
They're sticking there. They seem to be talking high about him. I know. Is he going to be there for all these draft picks that they've gotten over the last couple of years? Eagles made a lot of moves here in the offseason. Dallas did. I don't know what Dallas is doing. Adding those defensive players, they're not star players on a team that's going nowhere this year. My under 6.5 still looking good for Dallas.
I don't care if you have Aaron Donald as your defensive tackle. If you're going to slant him out on the 1 yard line for a quarterback sneak, I don't care who you are.
Go into the B gap instead of the A gap, as we showed you guys yesterday.
But to me, of all of it,
that's your boy Eberflus, though.
the most fascinating was Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah,
they feel like they
needed secondary help. Secondary on that defense, the secondary was the worst part of it, but that was because of injury. And they're getting some of those guys back.
They will, but I mean,
I agree.
I like if I'm a Colts fan, I love this move. We're going for it. Maybe we surprised the entire NFL. We have not surprised ourselves. What you're telling everybody, like my guy Colin Cowherd said, is you believe in Indiana Jones?
Yeah. Well,
as your guy,
he struggled last. He looked like Daniel Jones of the Giants days. Last week.
You name a quarterback who doesn't have a struggle, but they obviously have seen enough.
You hand that ball off to Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Tool Time fame. You get that offensive line blocking for him, and your defense shuts down the other team.
Yeah,
you're going to be there, right, as it goes on. and stuff like that. But getting Sauce, I love their pickup of Sauce, man.
Oh.
I do. I like it a lot.
And I'm reading this story. It's fascinating about the money.
Well, they gave up 2 first-round picks for him, one this year, one for 2027. But I'll say this, as I said before, I'll give up 2 first-round picks and maybe overpay for Sauce Gardner because you know he can play in this league and he can shut you down. Give your stat here, and then I'll pull up my stat that I have here.
Well,
on
the
Sauce
Colts
Gardner.
he just signed a contract this past offseason. They only have to pay Gardner $25.5 million in fully guaranteed money in 2026, but his cap number next year will be just $9.5 million.
Yeah.
He'll cost the Colts, according to Graziano, he'll cost less against the Colts cap than he will against the Jets cap.
Isn't that amazing? It's an ingenious move.
Yes.
I might have to. There are exceptions to my second generation wealth rule, and we might have found it. We might have found one of those rare exceptions in
And
Indianapolis.
guess what? It's a girl.
Helly 70-70, everybody.
Isn't that awesome, though?
No, I think I think what she's doing is great because she's on the sideline and she's got the ear things in and she's taking notes because she wants to learn it.
Yeah.
But she's not being intrusive.
No.
Jerry
she's-
Jones on the sidelines tapping
Yes.
coaches on the shoulders and telling them what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
She's off to the side, listening to the play calls, making notes to understand it.
Yeah.
I like what
Oh.
not just the main owner lady, but her sisters as well.
Yeah.
I like the way they're redoing this organization and they're working on it. And you could tell they know it. And then, I mean, their dad wouldn't have made this move.
No. And so you got to debunk your second generation.
No,
wealth.
there's always exceptions to rules.
Actually,
out there.
though,
It's majority of them.
Technically, this would be third generation.
Oh,
wealth.
you know what? You're right. I don't have a third generation rule.
No.
Yes, let the second generation. Yeah, you're right, because his dad. Well,
His dad.
he
then,
was
yeah.
better than his dad was.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of issues, but his dad was a straight up racist. jerk, man.
It's improved as it's gone down the tree.
Yeah, let's put it that way. That's what. Yes. So even though second generation for him was better than what his dad was, because his dad was not a good guy out there. Throw up the Sauce Gardner staff here. Next Gen Stats put this out. Tight window percent forced this season. Sauce Gardner's number one. 52% is what he causes for a tight window, meaning his coverage on the receiver when the ball goes to him. So this is an interesting stat here for Sauce Gardner on what the Colts got. They got a heck of a cornerback on their team.
Mm-hmm.
What's most shocking about this list here?
Oh,
Number 4.
number 4.
Max Melton, 39.5%.
Very quietly.
For the Cardinals. I was floored when I
Very
saw this
quietly.
pop up. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't even care about Patrick Surtain you expect to see on that list. Quentin Mitchell you expect to see on that list as well. I don't even know who Adoree Jackson is.
Adory.
Well, whatever. I don't adore him.
You would if he played for you. But here's the
But Max
thing.
Melton's on that list, man.
And here's the thing that you can't quantify. Sauce Gardner's going from a woe-begone, get through the end of the season, New York Jets.
And he's been there for how many years
A
now?
couple
3
years,
years
few
now.
years,
Gone
yeah.
through it, yeah.
And now he's going to a team that is a legitimate AFC title contender.
Yep.
And don't think that that's not going to be motivating to him.
He's going to play.
Yes.
I'm not going to say he's going to play harder because that does a disservice to him, but he's going to be more engaged.
Engaged is the exact right word. Now all of a sudden, I'm not just playing the season out for my own stats or whatever. We got something going on as a team.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's that secondary when it gets back healthy is going to be unbelievable. They have some studs in that secondary for the Colts. Some of them are out right now, but they are no season-ending ones that are going to hurt them. No, this is fantastic for the Colts, man. I regret now picking the Jacksonville Jaguars to surprise in that division because of what the Colts are doing this year. They're going to be the team. Jacksonville made a trade yesterday too. Well, good for them.
I didn't see that.
I have it here. I got to pull it up here again. Jacksonville, they got the guy from the Raiders, Jacoby Myers, wide receiver from the
A
Raiders.
little help for Trevor.
Jacoby's a really good receiver there for the Raiders, who are terrible this year. Their offensive line is god-awful. Stuff like that. Chicago made a trade as well. They just got a draft pick there, and they got Joe Tyron, defensive end from Washington.
Just don't underestimate the fact that a guy goes from a team that has no chance to a team that has a chance, and what that will do to reinvigorate him.
Yes, but I'm going to argue, especially with a young guy that's been on a bad team every year he's been in the league. Now, he's been on a good defense, but the team as a whole has underperformed, even when Aaron Rodgers was there. To see it go this way. Daniel Jones can have terrible games now, and that defense should make you win some of those games.
Well, what's fascinating is my boy Colin said that yesterday, too. It's like the Jets.
Geniuses. Me and
The
Colin.
Jets, Aaron Rodgers looked like he was using a walker last year
Yes.
with the Jets. And all of a sudden, he's kind of been reinvigorated in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden you have some hope and a chance, it does things to you.
The other team, when you pay attention to here, Rashid went from the New Orleans Saints to the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh. Well,
That offense on Seattle's played really well this year, and they just added probably the best piece of the Saints to their team for a fourth-round draft pick and a fifth-round draft pick coming up in this year's draft. Seattle trades to New Orleans as well from that side. So that obviously affects the division.
well,
and the
obviously,
team you play this week.
you bring that receiver into Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
You got JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
Which, if he's not the best receiver in the league right now, I don't. He's top 3 or 4.
He's
so
got 948 receiving yards.
good. But who's throwing him the ball?
He has a chance to go for 2,000 yards.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 1,000 here in week
Yes,
10.
this week.
Yeah, he's doing it this week, unless Will Johnson can figure it out.
And even if he figures it out, he's going to catch
No,
the
he's,
best.
he's gonna catch balls.
And then he's got the
regardless,
because he's got the Pro Bowl quarterback Sam Darnold throwing him the
yeah.
football.
And you're adding help to him on top of it.
Oh,
And it's just this game this weekend is just becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger mountain for the Cardinals.
do
to
you
go
see
in
what
there.
Sam Darnold's completion percentage is?
It's something ridiculous, like 70-something%.
Yeah, 70%.
Yeah, is it 70 on the dot?
70.4%.
Well, that gets helped when you have a perfect game
Oh.
last weekend.
My goodness.
Yeah, I picked the Cardinals winning the division, but I said watch out for Seattle. They're going to be right there as well, and they're going all in. Same thing. They're trying to sell that team, right? Aren't they selling it? Paul Allen's sister runs it right now. I know they're selling the Portland Trailblazers, but they're trying to divest all of those teams and everything from Paul Allen's ownership since he's died. But yeah, so this game this weekend, that secondary for the Cardinals needs to be good.
Better put on your track shoes.
Thank God it's on the road, so I don't have to drive across town to watch it. From
And
that
ASU's
perspective,
also, you got another slow weekend.
yeah, I'm excited about it because I need the recovery time. I need a weekend of just relaxing and not do anything. Yeah, Suns lost to Golden State last night. Dale, your thoughts as we wrap up this Wednesday show. If you missed it earlier, Coach Sheehan will join us tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Lou, of course, at 9 o'clock tomorrow as well. So join us tomorrow as well. Thoughts on the Suns?
Still fun to watch. They couldn't throw the ball into the ocean from the beach. Couldn't make a shot. That's going to happen sometimes.
Well, especially how well they shot against the Spurs.
Not super excited about the technical foul on the guy in street clothes.
I thought about you when that happened.
I mean,
Dylan, did you see? I don't know who the player was next to him. I didn't pay that.
Yeah,
close
he's trying to cover up his
He
mouth.
covered up his mouth, and then the ref called, and the guy goes, "That was me. That was me." Like, what are you taking the excuse for? We need you to play, man. I don't know who. I don't remember who it was. I saw it. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But look, I get your Devin Booker take. Last year, I thought you were just nonsense. I blamed it all on the team around Devin Booker. But this year, man, you're right. There was a couple games where it's like he's not playing right.
Mm-hmm.
He had 38 points last night.
Yeah.
6 30-point performance in the first 8 games of this season. Devin Booker's coming back. He's got a chip on his shoulder, it looks like. My question is going to be this. He's kind of taken over the team again, being that leader he was, like when Chris Paul was here, etc. And I think Dylan Brooks is a big part of that reason why. Dylan Brooks is probably his biggest champion. Dylan Brooks is like, dude, you gotta get in there, man. Like, you gotta take the ball and shoot it. We've heard Dylan Brooks say that already.
Right.
He needs to be more selfish and take over the game. So he's getting the okay from the guys, right? Then the question becomes, if Jalen Green comes back, how's that going to mess up? How's that going to mess up this team and the way they're playing? Because Green will be your guy that brings the ball up more often than not into this point. Does that help? Does that help Devin Booker? When he was at his strength was before he became point guard, and he just got the ball dished to him.
Right.
So that's the only big concern I have coming up. But I like the way this team plays. They're not going to get the wins every night like you would expect to be. But you're starting to see the machismo come back a little bit with the Suns. And I do like that side of it.
Right.
I can handle a guy chirping from the bench a little bit. Because we haven't seen that before. Normally, they would have just been like, oh, excuse me, sir. We're going to go sit over here while you dominate what we're doing out there.
I was trying to confirm, but because I did hear this over on the other station, 98.7, they had a stat that Connor Gillespie has more offensive rebounds than Kevin Durant this season.
You got Jalen Green. I understand. Jalen Green should be a better player than Colin Gillespie is, but we saw it last year. That kid's just I said it with Bol a couple years ago, and people laughed at me at the beginning where I was like, "Get Bol in these games, man. He brings in energy to this team." People are like, "You're stupid," and then they started putting him in a couple years ago, and it was like, "See what I mean?" Everybody's like, "Oh my God, Bol, so great." You see the same thing with Gillespie, and it's fantastic to watch him out there on the court. And the way he's playing, the energy he brings to the team. And that's why I wouldn't put him in the starting lineup, is because, Green's coming back. They know better than we do when Green's coming back. It's got to be in the next couple of weeks, though, doesn't it?
Well, you would think so, don't you?
Well, we thought that before, too, when they moved him.
Did you think Kyler Murray was coming back?
No, it's always been a 4 week. I mean, what are you guys, stupid? It's always been a 4 to 8 week foot injury. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I've been honest with you.
Kevin Durant's averaging 0.3 offensive rebounds a game. Colin Gillespie 0.8.
Well, but Kevin Durant's like chirping too much.
He's 7 foot tall.
I know. Well, he doesn't play underneath there. He shoots from the outside all the time now.
So's Gillespie.
Rockets are struggling with Durant. They're not the team everybody thought they'd be. It's interesting, isn't it? With their head coach too, Ime Udoka, who had some success there in Boston before he had shown the door for some illicit things behind the scenes.
Don't end on a
no. We're ending. Dale, everything's fine. Fine. It's fine. The sun's out. Trees are growing. Don't bring that negativity in here. Next question, Trevor.
Super moon last night, this morning.
Was there?
Yeah. Well, if you stay up past 6:30, Steve.
I was fighting to stay up for that 8 o'clock. Thank God ASU started at 7. Kept me engaged until 8 o'clock. And then I fell asleep in the second half of the Suns game.
Life of Steve McCullough.
Dale, it's because I was like sitting there and I was like, it's fine, Dale. It's fine. The day's fine. Tomorrow's going to be fine. We're fine. We're second year. We're fine. We're good. We're good to go. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody. Next question, Trevor. What's up, Trevor? We're fine, Dale. Fine. I'm telling you guys. Trevor, question.